Well, you cannot muzzle me. Sounds like a triggered Democrat to me. So Richard Blumenthal started to shout during an official hearing. And wait until you see the simple common sense rule that Ron Johnson tried to enforce that caused Blumenthal to go completely unhinged. Let's watch the full clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
Problems, but forcing Americans who rely on the ACA to pay more, especially in this economy, will not help. And the American people said loud and clear on Tuesday that affordability is front and center on their minds. The affordability of rent and food and electricity and, yes, health care and health care coverage. Millions of Americans have no other option than the ACA, and they can obtain coverage only through the ACA. One of them is Sarah Colon. She lives in Clearwater, Florida, and I want to tell you a little bit about her story. We're going to play a video.
You are running out of time. How much longer is this going to go?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I think
my name is Sarah Colon. I live in Clearwater, Florida with my husband. We have a blended family of 6 kids. Our oldest is 24 and expecting a baby this month. The other 5 children live with us. Jordan, our second oldest, has muscular dystrophy and is permanently physically disabled in a wheelchair. Our other 2 college-age kids are in college, and our youngest are 9 and 11, and these 4 are all on our health insurance. We have health insurance through the healthcare marketplace. We got it a couple of years ago when my husband was no longer eligible for health insurance through his employer due to needing to take a little bit of extra time to take care of Jordan, who's in a wheelchair and needs extra help. The marketplace was really the only option for us. For middle-class Americans who don't have private health insurance through their employer and don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, there isn't another option. So we did apply through the marketplace and we got health insurance. It's not cheap. The only thing that makes it even remotely possible is the tax credits that we get that help defray some of the cost of the insurance. We found out this month that our health insurance costs are going to skyrocket to about $3,700 a month without these tax credits. And that's just completely impossible for our family to afford. Our house flooded last year during Hurricane Helene. We had to evacuate Jordan in a canoe. We just got back in our house in March, and we've just got through a tremendous amount of renovations, a huge expense, and we're not really in a position where we can move because our house is set up for Jordan. We have a handicap accessible bathroom, we have widened doorways. His wheelchair can get around and it wouldn't be able to in another place. Between home insurance and flood insurance and healthcare, we would be looking at paying about half of our income just toward insurance. And this is completely unrealistic for a middle-class American family. My husband and I are hard workers. My husband voted for President Trump. We just want to have affordable healthcare for our family. It's really scary to think about dropping healthcare when you have 2 young kids. The little things that happen, they get broken bones, sprains, things like that. And my husband and I want to have access to routine healthcare to make sure that we don't miss any healthcare issues as we get older in our 40s and 50s.
If you want to cut me off,
I'm cutting you off right now.
But you cannot muzzle.
I'm cutting you off right now.
A ranking member
I'm cutting you off right now.
Rules.
I'm cutting you off right now.
You are stopping an opening statement just because you don't want to hear the facts. I think that's really regrettable.
You can continue your opening statement.
Fortunately, my Republican colleagues, I think, are willing to listen.
You can continue your opening statement, but let me make a.
So let me just conclude by saying.
Or you are going to
conclude.
Right now,
that's
good to hear.
Millions of Americans are wondering what is happening in Washington, D.C. And watching this hearing where the chairman is trying to muzzle a ranking member who's simply calling attention to the facts surrounding the ACA and the real-life stories of people like Sarah and Shayna Verstegen from Wisconsin indicates to me that we need to shine a light on what this effort is to repeal the ACA, and we need to stand strong in favor of affordable health insurance in the United States. Thank you to all of the people who have come forward, contacted me, who are here today to bear witness and be advocates in favor of affordable health care for people in the United States. I have more that I am going to say, but just let's be clear. Assessing the damage done by Obamacare, the name of this hearing, gives away the game plan. Republicans are refusing to extend enhanced tax credits because they hate the ACA more than they care about the pain that this move will inflict on families. Thank you.
So the ranking member has been incredibly disrespectful of these hearings. This is the fourth example of this. The rules allow for one witness from the minority unless they request an extra, and I've granted that request in the past. I had no idea that he was going to add another witness via video. After, I didn't really time it, but 8-9 minute opening statement, then adding another witness that he could have asked ahead of time. I probably would have granted the permission. He didn't do so. He probably had 3 or 4 more pages of his opening statement. He was going to filibuster for about 30 minutes. So that's what's happening here.
Well,
I just wanted to.
I wish I had a half an hour more, but there's no way that I.
Again, you are just being rude. As you've been rude as ranking member since I took over the chair. It's unfortunate, but I'd appreciate if you'd stop being rude, follow the norms of this committee, and if you want an extra witness, request it beforehand. And please keep your opening statements to a reasonable length of time. I certainly extend that courtesy by keeping my comments reasonably short. I would like if the ranking member would do the same thing. It's unfortunate. But now we'll go ahead and swear in our witnesses if you all stand.
It's so predictable, isn't it? The second a Republican points out a simple, basic rule, the Democrat immediately starts screaming, "You're muzzling me. You're afraid of the facts." Did you see Ron Johnson? He was calm. He was explaining the procedure. You get one witness. You have to ask for another. You can't just ambush a hearing with a video. You can't filibuster your opening. These are the rules of the Senate. But for someone like Richard Blumenthal, the rules just don't apply. He thinks he's special. Isn't this the same guy who lied about his military service for years? The whole serving in Vietnam thing when he was safe at home? A man who has no problem with that kind of stolen honor is going to have zero problem pulling a cheap theatrical stunt like this. He's not there for a hearing, he's there to perform. And you have to ask why he was so desperate to perform. Why the big show? Because look at what the hearing was actually called. Assessing the damage done by Obamacare. That's it. Blumenthal couldn't stand that. He had to hijack it. But the funniest, most pathetic part is the facts he was so desperate to share. His big emotional centerpiece was a family facing a $3,700 a month premium. $3,700 per month. That's over $44,000 a year for healthcare, and this is his Exhibit A for why Obamacare is good. He literally brought a receipt for the damage Johnson was trying to talk about and waved it in his face thinking it was a win. You can't make this stuff up. The arrogance is mind-blowing. And what's the Democrat solution to this $44,000 a year catastrophe? Is it to, I don't know, fix the system that created this cost? No, of course not. It's enhanced tax credits, which is politician speak, for forcing you and me to pay for it. It's a massive wealth transfer to hide the fact that the entire system is a failure. It's the same lie as, if you like your plan, you can keep it, which we all know was the lie of the year. But the grossest part of this whole thing, for me, was that little pre-planned line, and her husband voted for President Trump. It's a sick, cynical tactic, using a Trump voter as a human shield to try and blackmail Republicans into funding this socialist boondoggle. Ron Johnson was 100% right to shut him down. It was rude, it was disrespectful, and it was an embarrassment. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.